Tariq, The Last Dance is over. Like it or not? Did you like it or not?
I liked enough of it to want to watch it again. I liked the fact that they did address a few issues that were going on internally with the Bulls organization that we didn't know about or hadn't been covered in, 500 other books that have been written about the Bills organization. The Bulls organization. That being said, I will say they left some stuff out. And I understand that that's a Jordan documentary. It's going to be more pro him than anything else. He did let some stuff go. But overall, I don't say it was a perfect 10. I would say about an 8 for a documentary. I had a couple stories I wanted to hear.
Cool, Pat. What struck you most about the 10-part series?
Well, going further on what Tariq said, Ken Burns, who's done a whole bunch of sports documentary, Ken Burns baseball, as a matter, that's a big one. He came out and criticized the producers of this documentary for involving Jordan's people because it was going to allow Jordan to do whatever he wanted here. Look, you now have former players that were talked about. Horace Grant, for example, who was trashed in that documentary, came out and said, wait a minute, none of what he said about me is true. Jordan's the actual snitch. It's funny, if you watch The Last Dance, Jordan complains about Horace Grant running his mouth about things he shouldn't have. And this is a couple episodes after Jordan talks about he was the only one that didn't do cocaine and cheat on his wife when he was playing as a rookie with the Bills. With the Bulls. I did it because you did it, Tariq. I am skeptical of what is true and what isn't true after watching how Jordan ends up looking at the end of this thing.
But where's Horace Grant been? I mean, this documentary's been over a month now. We got comments from Scottie Pippen, we got comments from Isaiah Thomas, we've got comments from all these other players. Where's Grant been this whole time?
Well, but it goes back to what we talked about last week. This is a man who was told by another man he's not allowed to eat. I get why you would still hold that grudge. And going even further, Tariq, if you're Horace Grant and you're sitting at home wearing your rec specs, watching television, and you're going up against arguably the most powerful athlete in the world, I wouldn't want to start that fight again either until you're watching episode after episode after episode where he's just crushing you for absolutely no reason.
Well, you're going to wait for the end of the whole documentary to finally say something? Maybe he's got something nice for me to say in the last part. Oh, he doesn't? Oh.
I like that the last part was so pure basketball, that Utah series. And what really strikes me is it's above and beyond all the behind-the-scenes stuff is how good the Bulls were. I mean, they fought off, all these Indiana, the Knicks the last time they were good, the Jazz, the Suns, the Pistons, all these teams that came up to challenge them, and they took them all down. I just thought that was just incredible, Tariq.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. There's this whole sort of thing that you were supposed to hate these players, or these players hated each other in that era. I don't seem to see that. I see a lot of good camaraderie with players. I mean, Karl Malone went to go find Michael Jordan after losing in the finals to shake his hand. Where's all this sort of I hate you and I gotta beat you and all that sort of stuff? It seems like it goes a little too much old school, but then Malone shows some sportsmanship, and that's what athletes do today. They do that more today than they did back then.
In a time where the Pistons don't want to deal with the Bulls after, Jordan's 3, 4, 5 years into the league. He's just some kid, right? Whereas now, you watched his whole career evolve. These coaches now have played against him. Karl Malone has watched the way he's evolved. There's a different kind of respect. And on top of that, Isaiah Thomas got left off the dream team for not shaking his hand. Everybody's shaking his hand now. I'll go out of my way to shake his hand, see what happens to me if I shake his hand.
Social distancing. Let's not do that.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
It was really cool. I thought it was transparent, which kind of covered up the fact, which laid out the fact that, Jordan had final say in all this. It was designed to make him look good, and it did. But, man, it was 10 hours of real good entertainment.